Misery loves company.
Yes.
That's the old cliche. So here you are now at the end of the year. It's
so funny you say that, by the way, because you're going to get it here in a second.
Because it's 2024, and I think a lot of people spend some time looking back at 2024, self-reflecting and wondering how they're going to change things for 2025 so they don't end up at this point in 2025 and say, I didn't make any changes at all in a whole year.
Yeah, I think it's good at the end of the year to do a little bit of self-reflecting. You don't want to live too much in the past, but what's the point of living an entire year if you're not going to take something away from it and, try to better yourself or to better your little part of the world or to better the lives of others around you? And that's kind of what the assignment was for everybody, just to kind of like take a quick look back at 2024 and bring to the table like a message or a lesson that you learned that you want to take into 2025 with you.
I misunderstood the assignment. I thought it was how I thought you guys could be better people, and that's what I put down.
That we'll do that.
You know what? I didn't see that.
let's do that one in 2025. Let's kick off the year with that one. I think that'd be a great start to the new year. So for myself, when I was looking back at 2024. And this is going to be a special message for my empaths and my people pleasers. Don't let another person's misery become yours. Definitely guilty of that. There are plenty of happy people out there, and there are plenty of miserable people out there.
For sure.
The happy people will lift you up. The miserable people will attempt to tear you down. Stop focusing on the miserable people. Mm-hmm. They aren't worth your time and energy. You know who are? The happy people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's like a more of a priority perspective thing, and what you choose to focus on is going to have an overall effect on your well-being. And I'm really going to take that into 2025, man.
Awesome. Mo?
I would say for the first part, the biggest lesson I learned from 2024 is to be careful with who I trust. That's what I think this year was about trust for me. And sometimes you think that you know people because they're your friends or your family. But hey, the truth of the matter is sometimes there's people you trust more outside your family than you can people in, and vice versa. And I think when you trust the wrong people, it can do a lot of damage. And when you trust the right people, it can do a lot of good. So I just think being a little more careful with who I trust, whether that be with my time, my information, my dreams, my goals, whatever it be, just being a little more selective in that area.
Interesting, because quite frankly, I see you as kind of a guarded guy to begin with, right? So do you feel like your filter is just a little bit off right now?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because me being guarded is for a reason. It's not, a lot of it is just growing up being the only child for so long. I think that's just how I'm comfortable. But the other part is just experience.
And you also had some family drama there when you were a kid that could put up those walls pretty quick, and they're tough to take down.
That as well. And then, experiences as you grow and get older, and you learn what getting burned can really do to you. So I think I try to fight the good fight in a sense of, no, I don't ever want to let one person make it hard for me to trust another, or let one person steal that. So then sometimes you overcompensate, and then you give people the benefit of the doubt at times when you shouldn't. And I think it's a balance there. There's just a healthy balance of learning who to trust, when to trust, how to trust, why to trust. And I think this year I'm doing a lot of reflecting with that.
You just need to tap into Katie's mom more, because Katie's mom can read people for filth. So
Okay, that could have meant something way different. I didn't know where he was going with that. That's all right.
That's crazy. No! You get what I'm saying now?
I got you now. Yes, I got you.
Let Katie's mom read the people in your life for filth and tell you if you can trust them or not, because she knows how to read them.
That's a valid point.
I know Katie's mom was listening for a second going, yeah, that's going to be.
You need to tap Katie's mom just so I can hear her call you daddy.
I don't trust y'all. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I mean, I've earned that, so that's fine. That's totally fine.
What do you got, Ab?
Trusting Katie's mom. No. I spent the first half of this year pretty depressed. So for me, I think a lot of my lesson for this year is just reflecting on that whole experience and seeing the really deep emotional lows that I had, and kind of comparing them to just the rest of my life, and just kind of realizing that maybe the lesson is just like sometimes life just really sucks and there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes life, you just have to suffer through things, and sometimes there's just things you can't do about the suffering that you're experiencing.
Yes.
So just recognizing that the productive thing in that suffering is the expanded empathy it'll give you for other people and empathy you're going to get for yourself. And I think that's kind of what I'm taking away from that this year.
I just gave this advice to somebody the other day that sometimes you just got to sit in it, man. And the more you fight the pain of getting out of a situation, the harder it becomes on you. Sometimes there's nothing to do except sit in it.
Yeah, that was a really hard lesson I learned a couple of years ago, that life isn't fair. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are, how you try to give back and how you try to live your life and to be, you can be the best person in the world, but life is going to life, and life is not fair.
That rolls right into mine, which is you can't control anything. Well, you can control some things. And the one thing you can control is how you react to things. And it is up to you to pull yourself out of your mental black hole, no matter what's happening around you. You just got to let go and focus on yourself.
I had 43. Just kidding.
Wow, this is a productive year for you, sir.
There's 3 here that I was working on and I'm going to continue to work on in 2025. And it was living life more authentically. And I know when I have identified throughout my entire life when I'm doing little self-lies, and I haven't done anything about them before, but now I am. So I'm living my life more authentically. And that's been definitely the second half of the year more. Embracing my self-worth. People have told me for the longest time about that. Work on it, work on it, work on it. And I didn't understand it until this last year. Now I've been working on it. And also identifying and accepting love. I think because of the way that I grew up in a house where love was conditional, and now learning to identify what real love is and embrace it is something that I learned in 2024 and want to do even more in 2025.
Good for you, man.
Those are good.
I'm good for all of you guys.
Solid.
Man.
The Bert Show.